I see a lot of golfers struggle with that shot shape, with the driver in particular. Now, the fault there and what I was demonstrating was a player where they stay down too long, their hands and club work too much down the target line. And as a telltale sign, when you record them from down line, you actually see the butt end of the golf club starting to point back to the camera. So if this describes some of your golf, you're expecting to see blocks and hooks, push to the right for a right-handed golfer, or that one I just hit there, that overturned left. And I've got for you some real simple exercises to help you connect your arms and your body just a little bit better. So as described there, what I often see is the player staying down too long here with their upper body. They're not opening up their chest, their hips, they're not extending their lead side, and the club often swings down the target line. And you see a lot of roll of hands here where the butt end of the club would start to point back to the camera. Now, this could be a reaction to a couple of things. It may be you get the club face too open in the backswing, but in this video, what we're going to talk about is the movement through impact. And I'm not suggesting there's no hands in the golf swing. That is completely false. There's tons. The hands are doing loads. They're definitely down cocking. There is definitely forearm rotation. The wrist is definitely moving from flexion to extension. But we've got to connect this a little bit with what the body's doing. If the body stalls, the hands can get a little bit too active, and that can close the club face and cause the shot that I just hit there. So what I would work on is the motion and the movement through impact. And I'm going to show you a simple exercise, first just using an alignment stick, and then I'm going to use one that's more of a TheraBand, a stretch band, and I've got a little swing aid here that you could try. So if you set up to a golf ball and simply put an alignment stick when you're on the range parallel to your target line and in line with middle-ish of the foot. Okay. So what I'm looking for here is I want to hit some little chippy swings, whether this is iron or drive, it doesn't matter. And I want to try and hold the finish position here. And these are my checkpoints, I guess, for the release position. I'd like the body rotated, the pressure into my lead heel, so my left heel. I'd like the club shaft to be parallel to the cane that I've put on the floor. And I'd like to see the toe of the golf club pretty much straight up. Now that club face position you need would depend on where you've got it here. Someone with a slightly more closed club face, they would rotate and actually keep the club face pointing a little bit more up towards the sky. If you've got the face more open, you may see that player have to react and get the club face pointing down. I don't really want to see that because it's very hard to time. Okay, little quarter to half golf swing. And hold that finish position in that release. And knowing where you are there makes a big, big difference. A lot of players, as I said, the head and the chest are down. The hands start working too much down the target line. The club needs to work in an arc. It cannot be working down the target line, so we need some rotation. I've got a training aid I want to show you, but there's a simple way of doing it just with the stretch band, so I will show you both. So I've got here, this looks a little strange, a little backpack and a couple of stretch bands, but as I said, you can do this quite simply with like a yoga band, a stretch band. This one, a little shout out to them, is a training aid by Swing Perfect, an old training aid, but just simply using a stretch band or a yoga band, I'll show you in a minute where we're going to pop it around our waist. With this one, a little awkward, but it's just going to hook over my thumbs. So anything you can rig up this like this effectively. If my arms try to work too much down the target line, you can see I'm going to put a lot of strain on me here. So it's feeling like I've got to actually work with the golf club. I've got to actually almost connect the butt end of the club and my lead hip a little bit more. So rather than this work where we're miles away from the butt end of the club to my lead hip, I've got to feel like the end of the club here, the butt end of the club I keep calling it, is pointing more towards my lead hip. So it's allowing some better rotation on the way through. So let me just show you that. And again, just more of a quarter to half swing, just getting that feeling. Once you've done those small swings, build it up and build it into a slightly longer swing. So it's a little awkward to hold the club with this particular training aid, but I'm just going to go and work on that release position and how connected my arms are to the body rotation. So now we're matching the arms and the body a little bit more rather than the hands and arms working independently. So for me, this works really, really well. But as I said, quite simply, may want it to be a bit longer than this, but a stretch band here around the waist. Incorporate it into how you hold the golf club. Try not to let go of it like I did. Incorporate it into the grip here. And again, same thing. Connection on the way through. Working on that body rotating, not staying down and stuck. So quite simply, as a swing thought, what I would focus on personally, and I'd always do the drills and then feel what it is to you, but I would just try and allow a bit more freedom, allow that head, the chest to start to rotate and open up rather than staying down. I definitely wouldn't be thinking about keep my head down or keep looking at the ball or whatever it might be that you hear terrible swing thoughts. So a little bit more freedom in terms of body rotation on the way through. There we go. So just really feel like I am rotated more towards the target, really allowing my body to turn. A lot of people would say that they feel like they're covering the golf ball there. It's just allowing that body to keep moving, not stall. If that video does help, smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Do drop some comments below. If I can help you with any particular subjects, great to get in touch just through the comment section below. See you guys next time.